Hi. Fear is a part of our lives and it's a very disturbing, negative feeling. You cannot get rid of it. You have to go through healing in order to get rid of it. I used to fear the darkness, that's why my mom used to put a lamp. So when I wake up at night, I don't have these negative imaginations. I always feared the unknown. That's why all my studies were about the unknown, what's after, and what's behind that wall. And I did my PhD in such studies. I learned from Prophet Moses when you face your fear, when the fear is at the peak, then all this fear will collapse and it will leave you for good. You know, Prophet Moses, all his life, he lived in fear when he was thrown in a basket in the Nile, and then the wife of the Pharaoh, she took him and she raised him up, and then he discovered that he's not one of them. You can imagine how he felt, and then without him meaning to kill someone, he killed someone, and he had to escape and to go to Madian, and then he had to stay there for 10 years, and then he had to face his fear by coming back. And then God met him in Sinai and talked to him, and he told him, don't fear. And God wanted him to go to the Pharaoh to speak with him about one only God, and he actually expressed himself to God. So fear is nothing to be ashamed of. He told him that I fear going there alone, and that I want my brother to be with me, and he told him I will be with you both, and you got what you asked for. And then after all that, he faced everything, and he talked about only one God. And then when he had to escape with his people, and this is the peak of his fear, when he was facing the sea and the Pharaoh is behind him and they were coming to kill them. And then the miracle happened when he had this belief that God will save them, and when he reached a stage where there is no fear anymore. And this is when the transitioning happened. Some people, they fear things like you can think that they are very silly, but to them it's really huge, like fearing little tiny spider. Fear is something from God to make us understand that we need to be courageous, and we need to understand that there is only one God and there's nothing to fear. Actually, when someone fears his business collapsed and doesn't know what to do with the business, and he has money to give back, and all these circumstances, when a mother fears her kids, they might have some kind of complications within their psyches after a divorce, the fear is always there. From my experience, now in my sessions, what I do, fear is a negative vibration. Any feeling is a vibration. So fear is a negative vibration, and I can delete that in my sessions. I did, of course, with kids who have nightmares, who cannot sleep at night. Of course, the Quran is a big cause for a kid to calm them down, and even for an adult. Scientifically, if I will talk about it, also when you get rid of the vibration of the fear, it will go away, definitely. And then what you need to do is just to not think of your fear. It will go away. Another way is like what God did to Prophet Moses, is to face the fear and to feel all the feelings you have towards that or against that fear. Even if you will sweat or you will suffer, it it will be only minutes, for minutes. And then after letting all these negative feelings out, whatever other negative feelings come with that fear, like for some people, phobia, of course, layers of fear causes phobia. You can always think about your fear, what will happen next, what is the peak of that fear, and then simplify and make fun of it. It might work. Now, fear is, if we don't know fear, we won't be able to know security, and we won't be strong. Fear actually, when you face it, it strengthens your personality, your heart, your ability to face any problem, anything in the world, and to have this belief and to solidate the belief of sharing anything with God and the existence of God, because God is the one and only who I should not exactly fear, but think that this thing might not please God, so I think of God, what God would think of me, because all the time I want to please God. So it's not actually fear. Fear comes from God when someone does a mistake, like steal, like killing, like bad things. A peaceful heart never fears God. A peaceful heart feels the love and the care and the protection